President Muhammadu Buhari presents 2020 Appropriation Bill to National Assembly. Appeals project empowers women and youth in Cross River State to curb poverty. Plus, Federal Road Safety Corps steps up efforts to reduce road carnages in Nigeria. These and more in just a moment. Good evening, it's nice to have you on NTA News at 7. I am Paul Abel. Now the news in details. President Muhammadu Buhari has presented an appropriation bill of 16.39 trillion naira as the total expenditure of the federal government in 2022. The president laid the appropriation bill christened Budget of Economic Growth and Sustainability before a joint session of the National Assembly on Thursday. On Wednesday, the National Assembly had passed a revised medium-term expenditure framework (MTEF) and fiscal strategy paper (FSP), which are parameters on which the 2022 budget will be framed. Empowering women and youths in Nigeria through agricultural development programs is the way out of poverty and youth restiveness. This was the submission of stakeholders at the flag-off of the entrepreneurship training on social and emotional skills for beneficiaries of the agro-processing, agricultural productivity enhancement and livelihood support appeals project in Calabar, Cross River State. Nta Calabar.
Agriculture at a subsistence level is said to be a critical source of livelihood for many in developing countries, including Nigeria. Empowering youths and women with skills that will enable them to take advantage of agriculture on a large scale and improve on their livelihood is the cardinal objective of this training by the Agro-Processing Agricultural Productivity Enhancement and Livelihood Support, known as Appeals Project. Almost 500 farmers from the 18 local government areas of Cross River State are trained as beneficiaries on social and emotional skills, which they believe will impact positively on their agribusinesses of different value chains like cocoa, cassava, and others.
The essence of this training essentially is to help beneficiaries to know, one, how to manage their business, how to put in the right emotions, how to be able to relate with their customers.
For my agric business, this is going to help me have patience with my livestock. This is going to help me understand the people that work with me.
The intention is to bring the beneficiaries here so we educate them on how their emotions can actually affect their business positively and negatively.
For the Cross River State Coordinator of Appeals Projects and other stakeholders, the training will equip farmers with knowledge on how to manage their emotions when dealing with customers.
For each farmer to know who he or she is, the inner him, and if he can control his emotion, then the other person he is dealing with will learn and there will be a change and the society will be better.
This training will last for 16 days, but it won't be a 16-day on a go. It will be for 4 days because we put them in the batches.
I want to say a big congratulations to you. You have chosen different value chains that you want to work on, and you have been trained on these specific value chains.
The Appeals Project is a federal government-assisted program aimed at enhancing agricultural productivity of small and medium-scale farmers, thereby improving priority value chains. In Calabar, Nta Calabar, NTA News.
Towards consolidating the federal government economic diversification via agriculture, rice farmers in Akwa Ibom State have been urged to sustain the tempo in rice production to promote food sufficiency. The Director General, National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Mustafa Habib Ahmed, stated this while distributing improved rice seeds and other agro-products to farmers in 5 rice-producing local government areas of the state. Evelyn Badoiku reports that the gesture is in continuation of benevolence to flood-affected farmers in the south-south region of the country.
Cultivation of upland and swamp rice is on the increase in the 5 rice-producing local government areas of Akwa Ibom State, hence the support by the government to encourage the farmers, whose major problems are removal of excessive water in the rice and insufficient water to water the farms. The distribution of water pumping machines, fertilizer and rice seeds by the National Emergency Management Agency was therefore a great relief to the rice farmers.
Sending these inputs through the Ministry of Agriculture in all the states has made it possible to give this input to the real farmers.
Mr. President is very serious and he attaches importance to agriculture. That is why these materials are being brought for the farmers of Akwa Ibom State.
Presenting the relief materials via the federal government flood intervention program, the DG NEMA advised farmers to use the inputs judiciously to advance the cause of food sufficiency in Nigeria.
When you need the water in the dry season like this, you don't know how to put the water. But now we have given water pump that will help us to dry off water when we want to dry it and to put the water whenever we need water. So it is very helpful.
The federal government through NEMA for what we have seen today, for the relief materials they have. Remember Akwa Ibom to be one of the states that is benefiting today.
About 2,208 farmers were affected by the 2020 flood in Akwa Ibom State. In Uyo, Evelyn Badu-Ekpo, NTA News.
Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed has appealed to media organizations to leverage on their power in promoting peace and national cohesion. He made the appeal in Kano State at the 75th General Assembly and 20th Annual General Meeting of the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, BON. Abdullahi Mustafa has the reports.
This is an event that holds annually. It provides a platform for stakeholders in the Nigerian broadcast media to take stock of successes and challenges in the industry's operations.
We want to sanitize the broadcast industry. We want to be sure that whoever comes as a broadcaster, we should have some minimal standard.
Broadcasting between national interest and public interest is the theme of the annual general meeting. As critical stakeholders, therefore, Minister of Information Lai Mohammed, who was represented, stressed the need for the nation's media not to give room for the promotion of hatred and disunity.
At a time that our nation is facing a big challenge of insecurity and threat to national unity, divisive and hate messages, as well as misinformation being peddled by certain broadcast media constitute great risk.
We must continue to uphold the professional ethics of accuracy, objectivity, neutrality, fairness, decency, and national interest.
The federal government should develop a more proactive strategy and framework for dealing with the social media. What we have seen on Twitter is quite frightening, and there should have been a more proactive approach to deal with the entire social media framework.
Addressing key problems surrounding the digital switchover project is one of the major concerns of delegates. A new leadership is expected to emerge at the end of the meeting as Sir Ibrahim bows out as BON chairman. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Minister of Transportation Chibike Rotimi Amechi has identified inadequate funding as one factor mitigating the development of Nigeria's inland waterway. The minister made this known while opening the National Inland Waterways Authority's area office in Abuja. Nta Calabar reports.
The minister, Chibike Rotimi Amechi, said with only about 3,000 kilometers of navigable waterways in Nigeria, out of the 10,000 kilometers, lack of funding is a major problem, while maintenance dredgings are not carried out.
We don't have money. We don't have. We must tell NIWA to work hard so that the more money they bring, the more dredging we do to make it navigable.
The minister commended NIWA's effort in reviving the inland waterways despite some challenges. Director General NIWA George Mogalu, while briefing the media on achievements for 2 years, said it is prepared to reform and revive the country's waterways.
Congestion in Lagos, that whatever that can be done to ease that congestion will be to the economic benefit of the country. And then for us in NIWA, we believe very strongly that one way we can ease up the congestion is by opening up the waterways, enhancing waterway transportation, moving bulk cargo on waterways.
He thanks the president, the ministers, and other stakeholders for their support. Nta Calabar, Nta News.
To ensure a safe motoring environment during the Ember months, the Federal Road Safety Corps is asking motorists to comply with road safety tenets of the Corps. Sector Commander, Cross River State Command Ucheja Ame said this at the flag-off of the 2021 Ember Month Mega Rally in Calabar. Justina Etem reports.
It's another time of the year characterized with increased festivities and excitement, though not without apprehension over the increase in road crashes associated with the Ember month based on statistical data. Reducing road crashes in this month is the reason for this mega rally, where the Federal Road Safety Corps says it intends to minimize road crashes by 15% and fatality by 20%.
The very essence of this strategy is to complement other effective mechanisms that have been employed in the year so as to stamp out avoidable road traffic crashes.
Considering the great role of human factor in road traffic crashes, the Corps has decided to partner with major stakeholders to carry out awareness and sensitization programs.
Cross River State government commends the Federal Road Safety Corps for steps taken to improve commuting experience of residents.
Drivers and other road users are in particular called upon to imbibe road safety measures, as a lot depends on them. They must not overload their vehicles, neither should they drive beyond recommended speed limits.
For motorists, road carnages are not only caused by human error, but bad roads.
We also call on the federal and the state government to look at our roads. Our roads are bad.
With the drivers and the car owners, we should take our precaution and know how we operate on the road.
The 2021 Ember Month Rally on the theme, Maintain Safe Speed, Avoid Night Travels and Enjoy Quality Road Experience, is part of the Federal Road Safety Corps strategies aimed at reducing road crashes in the Yuletide. In Calabar, Justina Etem, NTA News.
Still watching NTA News, reaching you from our studios in Calabar. You can equally watch this newscast on our YouTube channel, YouTube/NTA Calabar. We have more stories for you when we return immediately after the break. It's good to have you back on the news. We begin this segment with party politics issues. An emergency National Executive Committee meeting of the People's Democratic Party is holding in Abuja. Correspondent Timothy Yusuf reports that the meeting, which is 91st in the series, is holding at the National Secretariat of the party. The meeting is to further fine-tune arrangements ahead of the party's national convention scheduled to hold in October on the 30th day. State governments elected on the PDP platform are attending the meeting, which has former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and party leaders from across the country in attendance. Governor Samuel Otom has vowed that the law will take its course on every criminal without recourse to whose ox is God. The governor stated this when he received the Assistant Inspector General of Police AIG Zone 4 Mustapha Dandaura at the Government House, Makurdi. Charles Abba reports.
Governor Samuel Otom, who appreciates the Inspector General of Police for deploying the caliber of AIG Mustapha Dandaura, a Daura-born police officer from Kaduna State, to head Zone 4, said he is committed to the rule of law and will continue to abide by its principles.
Let everybody that is in Benue State respect the laws of the land, the Constitution of the Federal Republic and the available laws. That is all that we seek to do. We are one Nigeria and we believe in one Nigeria. Let us work together. That is what we stand for.
AIG Mustapha Dandaura, who says Benue is among the volatile states, assures his synergy with other security agencies to bring criminality to its knees.
I'm here as a neutral body, as a neutral police officer, and I'm ready to work with you hand in hand in the course of fighting criminal activities in Benue State.
He says he will continue to bring his experiences to bear on fighting crimes and criminality in the states under his jurisdiction and their environs to enforce peace. In Makurdi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
Information Communication Technology ICT experts have identified investment opportunities in data processing, describing IT as a major source of wealth with untapped potentials. Suleiman Ovei Musa reports that data processing dominated deliberation during the first Nigeria Data Expo in Kefi, Nasarawa State.
As technology continued to dominate and influence global economy, ICT in particular, participants at a two-day data expo saw the need for synergy to unlock opportunities in data to promote investment, government policies, security, as well as record keeping.
The conference is aimed at educating and creating awareness about the importance of data to the citizens of Nigeria, to the economic of the nation, to the growth of the economy, looking at it from the fact that data, as we know globally today, is being tagged as the new oil.
This expo presented an ideal platform where participants gain more skills in data manipulation.
It has really broadened our mind on how to save our data.
Data now becomes a very essential material for every development in the nation.
To many, data is life. From Kefi, Suleiman Ovei Musa, NTA News.
Just before we go, a quick look at some of the stories that made headlines. President Muhammadu Buhari has presented an appropriation bill of 16.39 trillion naira as the total expenditure of the federal government in 2022. He made the presentation at a joint session of the National Assembly on Thursday. Empowering women and youth in Nigeria through agricultural development programs is the way out of poverty and youth restiveness. The Peace Project is currently training 500 persons to ensure they are empowered to be able to rely on themselves. It was also on the news that to ensure a safe motoring environment during the Ember months, the Federal Road Safety Corps has asked motorists to comply with road safety tenets of the Corps. That does it for the news. On behalf of the entire crew, I'm Paul Abel. Have a wonderful night first.